Hi guys, it's Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge. Before we get into the unboxing, my Patreon winner for the month of February is Mike M. From all the Patreon supporters, I put all their names in a list, everybody who donated at the end of February. Actually, got processed March 1st. All those names, I used a random generator, pulled up number 13. Number 13 in the list was Mike M. And so I emailed Mike M. and I informed him that this is the knife that the winner is going to win this month. And I asked him if he likes this kind of knife or if he would prefer something else. That's how I treat my Patreon supporters. He said he would prefer a more traditional knife. And so I won't be giving him this knife. I might be doing a sale very soon, maybe even this weekend. And so this knife will go on to that sale probably if I do the sale. But we're going to find a knife that Mike likes. So for my Patreon supporters, you guys are awesome. When you win, well, if you win, I will treat you as best I can. I want to give you something that you're going to like. And if you're not yet a Patreon supporter, the way this works is if you make a donation of $2 US or more per month, your name gets put into a draw at the end of the month and you will win one of the knives, probably one of the knives that I reviewed that month. And it's not going to be the lowest priced knife. It's not going to be the highest priced knife. It'll be one of the mid-priced knives. And I'll give you the option of, if you don't prefer that knife, we'll find something else, because I want to treat you well because you are treating me well. So if you're not yet a Patreon supporter, that's some incentive. The other incentive is simply you're helping out a guy who needs your help. You know, it's expensive to run a YouTube channel. Yes, it's free to upload to YouTube, but cameras aren't free, lights aren't free. The knives that I review aren't always free. Some of them are to me, but a lot of them aren't. So that's what's happening. Now, the first unboxing that I'm going to do today is this guy. I've already opened it up, and that's because it arrived in the mail inside a Canada Post bag saying that it had been found with damage to the package, so they don't know if something's missing or not. So the first thing I did while my mail person was there, I opened it up and I took a look. And the only thing that was belonging in that package was in that package, so all is good. This is an N-LAN knife, and I've reviewed most of the N-LAN knives, but this one showed up recently at N-LAN, and this is the M05BK. All steel construction. It's got a, I don't know what to call this motif. It's got sort of like a crescent moon with a star in it. Immediately, I was thinking sort of one of the Eastern Communist Bloc countries. You know, I don't know why my brain went there, but that's sort of where my brain went. But all steel, frame lock. You've got a carabiner clip back here, so you could put a lanyard cord around there if you wanted to. And you've got a nice hollow grind blade, drop point, and it's very thin at the edge all the way up. And thumb studs on both sides. Let's see if it'll flick open to the locking position. Nope, not quite. This knife is not a brand new knife by San Remo. It's been around for a little while, by N-LAN, sorry. It's been around for a little while, and I think I just have to adjust it a little bit and probably lubricate it a little bit, and then it's going to open much better. I really like these high hollow grinds that San Remo does, and N-LAN is now doing them too. I haven't noticed this on any other knife. And you've got a nice thin edge, and it's going to be able to be sharpened many times before the steel starts getting thick. And that's a good thing for something that's quite inexpensive. So two more packages. I've got this big package, and it's got a lump in the middle. And I've got this big package. And this one seems to have two boxes that are basically the size of this package. So this could be, I'm going to open it up. What I think that it might be is I asked my contact at GearBest to send me some of those, I'm going to call them fantasy axes or fantasy hatchets. We've seen some fantasy knives that GearBest stocks. and I wanted to take a look at some of those funky hatchets that they have. They may or may not be functional as well. I don't know, but you know, they look kind of cool. And so the first one we're going to look at is by SEMA, and there's a picture of it. I didn't realize I had requested one with skulls all over it. I'm just not into the skull motif. Package is still sealed, so let's break the seal on this package, on this box. Now that doesn't mean this one has a skull on it. It could be that there's a the same hatchet with different color options. And it is. Good, good, good. Much happier. So this just has that high density polypropylene handle that's wrapped with paracord. And this is a shorter handled one. This one might actually be more functional since it's by SEMA. 2 snaps so that you can take... There you go. That snap is actually on there quite good. And then you pull it out this way. Oh yes, it's definitely still a fantasy hatchet. It's called the Terminator. So you've got a cutting edge over here, and you've got a stabbing edge over here, or get into pry stuff or whatever. 3 bolts all the way through so that the steel from the handle probably comes to about there, and then this polypropylene takes over. This is the same material that Cold Steel uses for their walking sticks. If you haven't seen my review of one of Cold Steel's walking sticks, I've got one of them. Boy, I like that stuff, and that material is awesome. I'm just assuming that this is also polypropylene. I'm going to look it up and make sure that it really looks like it and it feels like it. So yeah, I like the paracord here. That helps give it a good amount of grip here. And of course, I'll clean that up a little bit. By SEMA. So this is definitely one of the better ones that I've seen. I've already been delivered 2 other ones. My English is great. By the way, today I've just been feeling very, very off. A whole lot of sudden sharp pains that I've been getting, and just feeling really weird. And so I haven't been able to work on my sale that I want to do. I think I want to do. And haven't been able to work on a review or anything today either. It's just been crazy. Plus, we're having a storm right now, a winter storm. And so I had to go out and clean the sidewalk a little bit. And that was a lot of hard work. And let me double check there's nothing else in this package. Yes, there's just 2 items on the list. So I've been feeling very off, very out of things today, and rather unfortunate. So I probably won't even edit this video very much. I'll just clean it up a little bit and let you guys have at it. So a tiny bit of cordage. And this one has Velcro. It opens up the top and it falls down through it. I think this is a brand name, FBIQQ, because I've got another axe and I've seen other items, even some knives, that say FBIQQ on them. So I think that's a brand name. I thought I already got this hatchet once with this blade back here. Maybe my contact sent me the same thing twice. If they did, I'll definitely be doing one as either a sale item or a giveaway. There's a hole through the handle here. That's what the little bit of cordage is for, I'm sure. But, again, 3 bolts to go through it. That's probably quite sturdy. I will test this. I will go whacking on stuff, wood, pretty hard, and we'll see how well that works. Alrighty. So let's take out this N-LAN M05 and get at this package. And we'll see the last of what I've got here. Okay, I've got one item here. That's a Ganzel box. And yeah, it's another one of those big hatchets. I didn't realize I had asked for so many of these. I might have to do some comparison videos, versus videos, something like that. Let's see, is there anything else in this bag? Nothing else in the bag. Yeah, only 2 things on the list, so that's good. So yeah, this box has been really compressed. It's had the daylight kicked out of it. Well, let's open this up and take out what we've got in here. It says SOG on it. I hope this is not a clone. By the way, my definition of clone is when a company uses another company's brand name in order to sell a product to trick the buyer into thinking they're getting this brand name item when really they're getting a different brand name item. So the first thing I'm going to do before I review this sucker is I'm going to take some good high-resolution pictures of it and some measurements of it. And nope, I won't, because it says FBIQQ on here. So this is obviously an FBIQQ, and all they've done is they grabbed a SOG sheath. So a lot of SOG items, just like a lot of other companies, things are made in China. And, maybe they made 5,000 of these when really they only had 4,000 hatchets on order for SOG, the company that produced these. And so they had 1,000 of them that they didn't know what to do with. And so they sold them on to somebody else who, they could sort of fit with some other product. That kind of thing happens all the time. So this is my third FBIQQ item. The other one, I've got one that has a hammer on it, so I think I got sent 2 of this one as well. That happens sometimes. Oh well. So again, three bolts are here, so we're going to give it some whacking tests. So what did I get here today? Well, I got... Where did the other one go? There it is. I've got 3 hatchets, a shorter one and 2 longer ones. I also got, I didn't unopen one thing yet. I also got that N-LAN knife that I just showed you. And this. Now, this is something we will definitely be reviewing. This is the G301B. So this is one of the multi-tools by Ganzel. And it says set of bits included, and it's got a list of those bits right there. So 3 Phillips, 3 flats or standard, and 5 hex. I believe they're hex. Allen key. So let's open this box. Now, I do have several Ganzel multi-tools, and I've had probably about 7 of them in the last almost 3 years. And I've reviewed some of them, and then I've given them away or sold them. And I really, really like them. For the price, these guys are very, very good tools almost always. And this one looks like it is as well. Nice coating. It's not anodization on here. Oh, it says G301B Special Edition. Very, very fine print right there. I can see this piece right here. That means it's a locking item. So what will happen is, this is a saw blade, but let's open it up. It locks in place. So it won't close until you pull back on this mechanism here and free up the lock. And so that's a good thing to have. I hate when you're using an item, especially on something as awkward as this. I don't want a slip joint on something like this. I'd rather have it locking. I don't mind slip joints, but on something like this, I'd rather have it locking because it's a bit awkward. So complete serrations, but they've put a coating right over the whole serrated part. So I'm going to have to sharpen that up to clean it up because paint doesn't really allow for sharpness to come through it very well. Of course, they did sharpen the blade, and all the other knives on the multi-tools that I've looked at from Ganzel use 440C steel for the tools. So this is a high saber. Well, it's a pen knife, basically, a saber grind, and they've sharpened the blade. And on the other side, they're probably going to have, let's take a look, scissors. Yeah, that's their scissors. Once I open it up, there you go. You can see the red logo behind here and here. And decent pliers, nice spring there. And the pliers line up. Yeah, every time I try unclosing them, the pliers are lining up properly. Nice needle nose pliers, not to a super fine point, but, and then the wider jaws right there and cutters right there. So we'll be looking at the G301B sometime, probably in March. We'll see. So that's everything that we got to look at today. One knife, one multi-tool, and 3 hatchets. And, oh, by the way, there's the, it's hard to see through this plastic sometimes on camera. I've learned that already. There's the tool set. There you go. That's everything. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all that other really good stuff. I appreciate every single one of you viewers, and I super appreciate my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. Remember, friends, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb. Bye now.